Hi, it's me again with laser tips and tricks. Somebody posted this picture a couple of days ago on Facebook, and they're printing out these stickers or labels to put inside a Yeti cup to give some instructions about hot and cold water, but they could not get it to cut the item. I talked to one of my mentors this weekend at a show, and he said it really can't be done because printers, they're printing this like on an Epson printer. I printed mine off on a Hewlett Packard or an HP or whatever, and I printed it out, and I took it to the laser, and with just a few little tweaks, you can get it to do it. So you make a box that is 11 by 8.5, and then you print it out, and then you measure from that line to that line, and it was 1.38, and this line to the edge is 0.38. So I moved my nudge factor and nudged everything down to that distance. So I measured it on paper first. I measured the black line because that's the only thing I had printed out. And then I just nudged it down and nudged it over. So what I did, I actually took the tumbler drawing, and I held down the control button and got it close. So I got it right to the edge. And you can see it's just a little bit ahead. So I'm going to set my nudge factor on 0.001. I'm going to grab the whole thing, and I'm going to minutely move it down where it's more on that line. Don't worry about this line because that's not a measurement. Now we need to change our nudge factor to 1.375. And then I grab all this and I nudged it down. So that's the same distance. Now I did a test of the paper, and this really only going to work if you have a red dot pointer. And I ran a cut line around the paper to make sure my paper was right. I didn't set my laser in the top corner. I set it anywhere on the bed flush, and then I made a new home right there. And I did a test. Of course, it doesn't cut that line because it's on the ruler, but it cuts down here, and it cuts over there and then stops again because it won't cut on the ruler. So that's how you get it oriented into your laser so it'll work. Now, how I made the cut lines, I just took my Yeti cup, and let's just borrow this 8.5 by 11 paper, and let's put it in the center of the page. Whoop, my measurement came with it. And let's just take away the measurement. Take away the measurement. And I took my page and I put it in the center of the page. Let's move these up out of the way. And you can see that it's pretty dead on. If we look at the one that's individual, that would be acceptable. I could have maybe gone a little bit more to the top, but you can, especially if you do this on just regular copy paper, just use your red dot pointer and have it trace that line and either move your home up or down. But how I did the cup, this is all one group, so I'm going to put it as P, put it in the center of the page. And my suggestion would only be to do a few at a time. She had a whole page of them. And I'm pretty sure it would still work if you did exactly what I'm doing. Then I'm going to take my cup and I'm going to make a duplicate, holding down the control button and move it over about the edge. Then I'm going to actually hit the plus key and get 4 of them. But then I'm going to take it and I'm going to go to Windows, Dockers, Align and Distribute, and I'm going to distribute them equally. So now they're the same distance apart. Then all you're going to have to do is just Control G to group them and nudge that up, to the top. I'm going to go 0.1, just nudge it up to the top and, zoom in and make sure it's there, and then go this 1.38 and nudge them down. Now, how I got the cut line of the cup, just take a rectangle and fill that in with Smart Fill tool. Now I'm actually gonna set my nudge factor on like 10 inches. I'm gonna nudge that out of the way. I am going to left click, right click. I'm gonna go up to object and I'm gonna break the curve apart and I'm gonna get rid of that box. Now this is the size of the cup. So we need to open up effects and contour and then just contour whatever you want to the outside on each individual piece. And this should work. I mean, it took me 2 tries, but it was just paper. And then of course I would select it all, go up to object, break the 8 objects apart, go to the center and delete the center ones. And we're still on the same nudge factor, so I can nudge it over. And then get rid of this box, and your distance should be perfect. And like I said, if you get your red dot pointer, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger than it should be. And you could put it to the top of your laser, but just put your red dot right there and run a test and watch the red dot go around the page. If it goes around the page, and if, especially on like my Epilog laser, I can select just that red line. I can leave my lid open and run it like at 10 speed and watch it trace around it. And then I'll do this one. And then if those two are perfect, if they're not, move your home just up or down a little bit. Like if you're a little bit shallow or a little bit deep, move it up or down, then run another test. Once you do that, it'll cut all 4 of those out pretty perfectly. I didn't spend a lot of time getting them perfect, but to me, that would be acceptable. I could have maybe had it up a little bit more, but that's beside the point. So it might work. I don't know if this is a label material or just, a thicker paper that they're just gonna drop in the cup, which I would think that's what's gonna happen. You'd wanna use something better than just copy paper, but you could test it on copy paper first. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.